Approval of the minutes? I gotta have a motion. Betty, and then I need a second. Sharon? Any additions or corrections or deletions? Call for the vote. Well, I don't know if mine went through. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I was going. This thing? No. I used to have something different. Now they got it where this is going.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay, we'll go to the informational items. First up is the Greater Peoria Sanitary District minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll keep it brief this month. So in your packet, you've got the minutes from 2 months ago in the packet. A couple of things to note there. The Haven on the Farm Sewer Extension is a go that was awarded, and final easements came in, so that project is going to start here in the next couple months. We did sign an agreement with a company named Civic Systems to upgrade our billing and financial software, so our upside-down envelopes hopefully will be a thing of the past, because that's the #1 comment I get in public is, why are your envelopes upside down? I've never been able to figure it out, but hopefully we're going to go to e-billing and online portals and get away from paper billing over time. Finally, not reflected in this set of minutes, but it will be in your next month's minutes, we did approve our renewable natural gas project with Burnham RNG, so that project is full steam ahead. So happy to answer any questions you might have.
Are there any questions of Brian?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Next up, Facilities Master Plan. Kyle?
Yeah, I actually just spoke to Melissa before I got down here. She was unable to join us today. We didn't have anything specifically this month that we wanted to call out under the Facilities Master Plan area on here, but it was just left on the agenda in case there'd be any conversation that might be generated, or in case any of the board members had questions related to it.
Are there any questions from board members? We're going to move this along good. Okay, thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, sir.
Next, Peoria County Capital Projects, Fundings, and Progress. Heather?
Good afternoon. In your packet, you have the detail on all the many projects that are going on at Peoria County, and we have wrapped some of them up, or they're getting close to completion, and we have a lot still going on, though. So if you have any questions on the financial aspect of them, I'm happy to answer those for you.
Chairman Dillon.
Thank you, Chairman Coach. Maybe not on the financial aspects, but since we're on this, could Kyle come back up and just update us on timeframes for the outdoor plaza and probation's about wrapping up, and the circuit clerk? I know we have a lot of projects, so just touch on those for everybody's sake.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes. Hello again. So you're right. There are a lot of projects going on, not just at the courthouse right now, but all throughout the county. But I'll touch on the ones here at the courthouse. So to your point, probation is really close. I was up there again this morning. They're doing just some finishing details, a little bit of paint, some corner guards on some of the walls, just a few finishing grab bars, that sort of thing in the restrooms. So we're working with federal to get them scheduled. Some of the probation employees are off-site right now, so we're going to use federal to get them moved back. Really, I expect that to be towards the end of next week. And then we'll be able to focus on getting the probation employees that are still in the courthouse, getting them moved back in there as well. So should just be a matter of a couple more weeks, and they'll be in there. The circuit clerk office is coming along. Drywall is up in phase 1. They were starting mudding today. They're a few weeks behind where our initial schedule was. We have gotten that schedule updated. Why the schedule is so, well, there's a lot of reasons why the schedule is important, but primarily we need to schedule our furniture several months out. So it's pretty imperative that we have a good, accurate schedule that we can give to the furniture people. So we've done that. Phase 1, it'll be around about Halloween is what we're projecting right now. And then phase 2 will be into next year. Phase 3 should wrap up, it looks like late May next year. So we've still got a ways to go down there on that project. And that's Gibbsco that's doing that. The plaza, we have had some good milestones lately. One of the biggest unknowns was having this custom-made vault that's going to hold all the electrical and plumbing equipment. That has gotten to the fountain people, so that was a big, important step as far as trying to get at least the main plaza area done in time for our October 4th celebration. So everybody continues to keep an eye on that deadline, and it will be tight, but from a plan perspective, they are still where they need to be. So that's good. And then Western, those are the folks that have been working on the building facade improvements. So doing stone repair, washing the window sealing the frames, all that. They are getting very, very close. I would say in the next couple weeks, that should be wrapped up. I just talked to them today as well. They have one more drop to do. It's on the new portion of the building. It's the elevator shaft portion that faces Main Street over here. So that'll be the last actual aerial drop that they need to do. And then the rest of the work is going to be a lot of stone patching, stone repair, just littler stuff that they can do from the ground level. So it would be, they're looking forward to getting out of here, and I think some of the other contractors are as well. It's just, it's a lot of work to keep everybody out of everybody else's way. But so far, hat tip to our contractors. They all have done well in coordinating and working together. The other big project that we have right now here on the courthouse block is not specifically our project, but it's out here at the corner of Main, where Intrend is working on behalf of Ameren to rebuild some vaults that are in the ground out there. This is week 3 for them. They say that's a 6-week project. So they should be out of here as well, again, prior to the Saturday, October 4th event. That's what's going on here, Mr. Chairman.
Are there any other questions of Kyle? Betty?
Kyle, when you mentioned vault, did you say vault?
Yes.
Would you clarify what those are? Or?
It's basically these big underground structures that have a lot of important electrical equipment inside.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Kyle.
Sure.
Move on to building and facility power consumption. Becca?
Good afternoon. So this is information that will go to Health Committee next month and normally is reported out to Health Committee, but there was some discussion about bringing it to infrastructure, just in terms of following up with the facilities master plan discussion from last month. So I have 2 things. I have the utility usage for the first 6 months of the year. And additionally, I wanted to just share a little bit of information about energy use intensity and what that looks like, and how I'm tracking that for our buildings. So for energy use, electrical is up considerably over last year. with some changes with HHS and that sort of thing can contribute to a bit of that. But we're up about 11%. The first 6 months of 2025 over 2024, and up about 7% from 2021. And the reason 2021 is chosen is that happened to be a rather energy intense year. So from the past, few years, 2021 seemed to be one that just sort of was a little bit of an outlier in terms of energy use. So we are a little bit higher than that one. Natural gas is staying about level, and water continues to decline. We're doing great in that regard. But the second thing I really, obviously the coroner's office, some of those other offices, I did pull out coroner's office and they are down, of course, 11%, not Gift Avenue now that no one is there. We expect that to decline even more. But I wanted to talk a little bit about energy use intensity and portfolio manager through the EPA is a program that I've used since maybe 2012, 2013, but we have historical usage for all of the buildings back to 2011, tracked through Portfolio Manager. So there are a number of different services that we could contract with to do, energy use intensity and how are we using the energy in the buildings, that sort of thing. But they all generally fall back to using Portfolio Manager or Energy Star to get those apples to apples comparisons. So we have an energy use intensity score for each of our buildings, and what that takes into consideration is the source energy, so energy that's used even for water, but also natural gas and electrical divided by the property's gross floor area. So we have the square footage of all the buildings. I know that was a question last time after the facilities master plan, and I was saying that I have some of these answers. So I worked with Melissa to make sure that she had a good understanding of what that information is too. So we have the square footage for all of the buildings. We also have, it asked, what year it was built. It asked population, or occupancy, not population, occupancy, and then so the jail is going to be like incarceration, right? Different from, and then what section of it is office space. So we've sort of factored that into the area that's office space and the area that's traditional incarceration. Same thing with JDC, and then the courthouse. How much is actually in courts and meeting facilities, and how much of it is office space. So we did some of those configurations. It probably could be updated now that there've been some moves. So that's something that Melissa and Kyle and I will discuss. I think probably Melissa and I will discuss making sure that all that information is correct. And then I can bring you what that energy use intensity looks like for each building and how it's sort of changed over the years. There's a number of reports that can be done. So I kind of wanted to get a little bit of feedback, like is there something in particular that you're looking for that maybe I could expand upon to make sure that you're getting the information that you would like to see. I think I'll stop rambling there.
Any questions? Matt? Okay. Thank you, Becca.
Okay, thanks.
We'll move on to resolutions. First resolution is the Voorhees Road Bridge Phase 2 preliminary engineering. Can I have a motion to put that on the floor? Matt? Betty? Okay.
All right, so back in February of '24, the board approved a Phase 1 agreement for this project with Mauer Stutz also. During the Phase 1 agreement, we used that to to study how we were going to adjust the alignment, choose a structure type, and to perform the environmental and cultural studies. Normally, we do Phase 1 and 2 together, but the road commissioner had asked us to look about doing a lot more work than we're actually going to do now, some feasibility for him. And also we knew we were going to have to move this bridge, and we weren't sure what kind of structure type we were going to need. So that's why we broke this one down. Now with Phase 2, we can get a lot more efficient price from the consultant versus a year ago. They'd have given us a big price. So this is a Phase 2 agreement. This will actually get us the design plans for the project, and we'll have a letting in October of '26. The agreement amount is $102,914.66. I included in your packet, we flipped through the existing pictures, but there's the initial plan and profile sheet shows the new bridge is going to be about 50 foot west of the existing bridge. And then the following picture, there's some pictures there. That is a type of structure we're going to build. We call it a conspan or a three-sided structure. That's just an example I found off the manufacturer's site. But we have, I think, 3 of these in the county already. They're very good structures. We've had no issues with them. Because of the skew and the road coming in at a curve and the amount of water, we just felt like this was a better option for us than trying to build a bridge or like a triple box culvert, which would have center walls, which would catch a lot of debris that we would have in this wooded stream. So this should be pretty efficient for us. Mr. Kelsey's going to ask, yes, it's a lot taller than the one you have, sir. So
That was going to be one of my questions.
so.
What is the participation of the township on that now?
So the engineering is 80% of it will be paid for the Township Bridge Program Fund. So, and then the remaining 20% will be split between us and the township. So, $10,291 for us and $10,291 for the township. So we will bill them at the end of the project, like we do on all the projects. And we'll upfront this with the County Bridge Fund, and then have to submit for reimbursement from the state for the TBP.
Are there any questions? Paul?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you're moving the bridge a little bit away from the old one, does that mean the road will never be closed? That you can be able to put the new bridge in and then switch them over to that and then tear down the old one?
That's to be determined. Yeah, we haven't really talked about it. We'll have to see how much fill we need to bring in. I mean, there will be a point where it's going to have to be closed at each end where we tie the road back together, but we haven't got that far yet. So that's definitely something we'll look into. So, yeah, and it also depends on how well the old bridge holds up, because it definitely has some issues. So,
Any other questions of Jeff? Okay, thank you, Jeff. Next resolution, Health and Human Services. Whoops. Oh, thank you. We need to vote. Yes, need to vote for it. Let's see, I did that. Did you get it in? Marcia, you're not voting? See, I'm not the only one.
Here you go. Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, now we'll move on. Motion approved. Health and Human Services garage bid letting Kyle. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to do that. But, all right, motion to put this on the floor. Sharon, second. Marcia.
Okay, thank you again. So, each project has its own unique challenges, but I think compared to the 4 or 5 projects that we just previously discussed, hopefully this is a relatively quick one for us. This essentially what this comes down to is this is the big garage space at the back. It'd be like the north corner of the northeast corner of the health campus over there on Sheridan. And if you'll remember back several years, I think the initial concept was that this building would be torn down and there would be individual freestanding corners office there. For various reasons, that didn't work out, and the garage space was left standing, which was good because it is some good storage space. It's 28 by 88, which, again, if you do the math, comes out to about 2,500 square feet. And a lot of times the storage space is at a premium here in the county, so it is nice to have that building. The building has reached a certain point right now where it simply needs some maintenance to prolong its life cycle and fortify it into the future. So this is what I would consider to be, a pretty light refresh, remodel, rehabilitation of that existing building, not totally different from what you may do at your house or one of your own residential outbuildings. So essentially new roofing, soffit, fascia, gutters, doing some painting, improving some light fixtures. And as you can see here, we did go out to bid with this being a public works project that we anticipated being over 30,000. We did go out to bid. We received 4 qualified bids on July 24th, and the low bid who we're asking you to award the work to was Bishop Brothers, which again, they're the ones that, they're the group that is just finishing up the probation remodel right now.
What was the second bid?
The second bid was Zobrist from Morton,
And the price difference?
$92.
Unbelievable.
Well, yeah, and again, to me though, that tells me that we're getting good bids.
Yep. Any questions of Kyle on this? Paul?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I notice it says here, by doing this, the building will be in usable condition. It says for several years to come. Several is more than just a couple. It's 10 or 15, 20 years.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just,
Structurally, the building is very solid, and so it's getting a 25-year shingle put on it, and it's
several just didn't sound long enough. So I just wanted to make sure if we're going to spend $60,000 per se, that we've got another 15, 20, 30 years on it. So that's great.
it should outlast you and I. Yes.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions, Betty?
Yeah, Kyle. Is there normally a type of a security for a building like that, for what's to protect what's stored inside?
Yeah, I think it's dependent upon where the building is at. Again, what's inside it, all that sort of thing. This building, it's going to be. It's pretty standard from a security standpoint. I mean, you do have solid metal man doors on the building. It'll be keyed the same as the building. The overhead doors lock and are on openers. So from that sense, I think it'll be secure. It is not storage for, they're not sensitive. There's nothing related to like financials or court cases or anything like that that's stored in there. It's really going to be more of just equipment, maintenance type stuff. It would be nice to be able to get some county vehicles in there as well to help prolong the life cycle of the vehicles themselves.
Any other questions? Well, call for a vote.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Okay, the last resolution is the 2026 IDOT County Motor Fuel Tax General Maintenance Appropriation. Resolution from the Infrastructure Committee in the amount of $3 million. Amy, we'll call, motion. Chairman Dillon, second. Paul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is our annual request for appropriation of county motor fuel tax funds for materials that we will be receiving quotations for those later this year. We won't start purchasing them until next year. We only purchase what we need. We are asking for a $3 million appropriation. This is similar to our ask in previous years for things like patching material, salt, signs, pipe culverts, those sorts of material type things. So pending this, we will be looking for quotations, and we will be bringing those forward later this year. So happy to answer any questions on this.
Any questions? Having none, let's vote.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, committee action. Yes. Yeah, Jenny.
All right. our twice-a-year review of executive minutes. It remains the recommendation of the state's attorney's office that all previously held minutes continue to be held because the need for confidentiality still exists, and to destroy the executive session audio recordings that are more than 2 years old, except for those that relate to pending litigation. So you can
Do a vote on
take a
that.
motion.
Yeah, take a motion to adopt this. Paul, second. Chairman Dillon. We're gonna vote on this, right? Let's vote. We got any nays?
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay. Are there any public comments? Any miscellaneous? Chairman Dillon.
Well, I got something else to do special, but I should have asked when the original, Brian Johnson from the Health Department is here also. Can we have Kyle and Brian just give us an update on where we're at on the status of the Health Department?
I honestly was going to call on Brian Johnson, number 2.
Okay.
To give us an update out there, because he's out there. Well, he's in the first seat there.
Just in general, the status of the building, where we went through some of the stuff. Like, I know the units have left, and that was in our minutes, but I think since our last meeting, the units were still on the building. So just for the public meeting of how we've progressed through things.
Thank you, Brian, for coming forward. Thank you.
That's the best kind of report, right? So the temp units is, I think, what you're referring to, Mr. Chairman. The temp HVAC units and the gen sets, they are gone. They have been gone for several weeks. The building HVAC has been operating as designed. Of course, it does help that it's 75 degrees out too versus 100. But we did get several weeks of really hot temps, even after the units were gone. In the, for right now, the HVAC is working as designed. Now there are, I knew you were going to do that. There are still some issues to continue to work out, and I expect some progress to be made on that this week. One of the biggest outstanding issues is bringing some of the vendors back, and we're working on making sure the system is balanced and operating the way it needs to with respect to pressurization in the different zones and whatnot. And based on some of the outcomes of those additional studies, that's going to dictate what we need to do or not need to do as far as some of the other concerns that have been brought up in specifically the coroner's space.
I was going to ask about that.
Yes. So, again, I think we'll know more at the end of this week if they get some of that balancing done, whether it was strictly a balancing issue or whether there is an actual equipment issue and there needs to be some reconfiguration of what's there. So, more to come.
Whoops, in the coroner's office, Brian, I think I read somewhere, did they fix that gap in that door going into that, where they?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been put around all 4 sides.
I was going to say they did that. And how's the ventilation going now?
Well, the ventilation is fine as long as you don't get a really deep enclosed body in there. A lot of it comes from the freezer.
Is that where it's coming from?
And-
Okay.
But I've got a temporary solution, but it works okay, but we have to leave one of the garage doors open to draw it out. It does work. The coroner's worried about security and bugs coming in through the door and so forth. But when it gets real bad, we really don't have a choice, so that's what we do. Just to keep it from getting into where the policemen sit and watch the autopsies. I mean, we've got to get it out of it because it's unbearable.
Believe me.
Once they got, like Kyle said, once they get things balanced again, which is supposed to be Wednesday this week, I was told, we'll see where we are with that. And then we'll go to Farnsworth and see what the next step is.
Maybe I'll stop over there Friday, see how you're doing. 'Cause that was, I mean, when I drove through there, or went through there, it wasn't good. But you're doing good now.
Do what we can.
I know. I think we appreciate that. I think Jamie does too.
The HVAC's been okay, knock on wood.
Okay, is there any other public comments? Oh, another one.
Yeah, Mr. Dillon has one more, and then, Mr. Chairman, after Mr. Dillon, County Engineer McLaren has one thing as well under miscellaneous.
So sorry, Chairman, I stole the privilege of giving this anniversary pin. But as you noticed today, they don't get enough credit for what they do, but we have a facilities manager managing, and Kyle and the dream team back there that manage our 3 main facilities, and they don't get enough credit for managing the jail and the facilities, the courthouse with Sean with the jail, Calvin with the courthouse, and Brian from the health department. We have the best team, and you guys are all outstanding. We've actually have full employment for the most part in all those. Brian just got a new person. I think Sean's got a new person. Calvin's fully staffed down here, and that hasn't happened in a long time. So you guys do an amazing job, so I want to call out now, specifically, one of you, it's your 30th anniversary of being a county employee, which is hard to believe. And sometimes you go to work and you have a job, and then sometimes you make friends with the people that you actually work with. And so I had the opportunity as a plumber to get to know Sean and his dedication. I've seen him actually at work, not just as a county board member. And the guy put in his heart and soul into his job. And at one point, he was basically the only person out there working every day, night and day. Couldn't even get on his motorcycle and take a cruise because of the things that were going on there. And it didn't go unnoticed from everybody around the horseshoe. Sometimes I know you guys don't come around here or to the meetings and things, but as the county board in our horseshoe, we see what you're doing and we appreciate it. So are you going to say anything for 30 years, or are you just going to take the pin and run? Come on up here, though. And I'm sure the sheriff, would you like to say something to you?
Sean is by far one of our biggest assets out at the sheriff's office. I've kept him very busy the last few years. He's out several nights a week. He's out usually on a Saturday and Sunday on his days off. He's always out at the jail. And he doesn't want to be there, but he's always answering the phone. He's coming. He has developed all these relationships with all of our contractors in Peoria. He has one of the highest reputations I know. When he calls them, they come out. And you know how hard that is these days to get somebody to come out and work on your stuff. So they come out almost every time he calls. So he is a huge asset. I'm trying to keep him for his 40-year anniversary, but he's, I don't know if that's going to happen, but appreciate you.
Thanks, Sheriff. Thank you.
You want to say anything?
All I'll say is, over my years, I've been fortunate enough to work with some truly great people. For that, I feel very blessed. Thank you, everybody.
Amy's got one, I forgot.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted the committee to know that we're going to start seal coating operations on the county system this week. There was a delay due to the pavement marking situation, not being able to have pavement marking after the seal coating, but that's been resolved. So we will be starting this week in the Peoria area, in the city of Peoria area, around Trigger Road, Radnor Road, and we'll be moving around. Look for updates through social media and other platforms. But if you have any questions or any of your constituents have questions, please forward them over to the Highway Department.
Amy, have you got an update from Cy Maroon on that painting equipment coming in?
We've been told that we can go ahead with the seal coating and they'll be behind us with the stripes.
Thank you. Any other miscellaneous? This meeting's adjourned.